Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Tech with Furu. On this channel, we learn, we build, and we grow. In today's video, we are going to learn how to use Microsoft PowerPoint step by step. If you're a beginner or you want to improve your presentation skills, then this video is perfect for you. By the end of this lesson, you will learn how to create a new presentation, how to insert slides, how to format text, how to add images, shapes, smart arts, how to apply transitions and animations, and finally, how to run your slide show. Let's get started. Okay, welcome back. To create a presentation using PowerPoint, first you need to install the Microsoft Office Suite. The Microsoft Office Suite is a licensed software, which means you'd have to buy the license. Alternatively, you can acquire the software from a local vendor. Once you have installed this software, the same way you open every other application is the same way you are going to open this software. You just come to the search bar and you type PowerPoint. Once PowerPoint opens, once the search result comes up, you click on open and PowerPoint will open, as you can see. Once PowerPoint opens, you are going to see blank presentation. You are going to see templates. These are actually templates that you can just use for your PowerPoint presentation. But let's take a blank presentation. Now, once you take a blank presentation, this is the first window that will appear up here. Let us examine this window and see some of the features of PowerPoint. If you look right up here, you have what we call the ribbon, starting from File to Home to Insert, Design, Transitions, Animations, Slideshow, Review, and View. All of these are called ribbons. A ribbon, all of the Once you open a blank presentation, this is the window that you are going to see. The first thing you'll notice is the ribbon, this bar that you can see up here. In the ribbon, you have what we call tabs. For instance, you have the File tab, you have the Home tab, you have the Insert, the Design, Transitions, and so on and so on. Each tab is further divided into groups. As you can see, the Home tab has the Clipboard group, it has the Slides group, it has the Fonts group, it has the Paragraph group, it has the Drawing group, it has the Editing group. If you come to the Insert tab, it has other groups such as Images, Tables, Illustrations, Add-ins, Links, Comments, Text, Symbols, etc. Now, once you click on a tab, you will notice that it is white to show that that tab is active. So here, let's get back to the Home tab and explore the Home tab. Once we are on the Home tab, you'll see the Slide group. This is where you add your slides. You have the Layout. This is how you choose the way the slide should look like and how content in that slide should be presented. The question you will be asking me is, what is a slide? If you are using Microsoft Word, what you would have would be pages. In PowerPoint, those pages are called slides. Those pages are called slides. So these are various slides, and what you have on the screen, this canvas that you have on the screen, is called a slide. Now, Always advise that before you head to prepare your presentation, it is advisable that you choose a design, because if you prepare the presentation before choosing a design, you will have to go back to start formatting the text because some of the text will be distorted. And I hope that time will permit us to demonstrate that, but if not, you can practice that at home to see what I mean by choosing your design first before inserting the text. Because if you put the text first before you choose the design, there's a probability that some of the text will be distorted. So now let's go, you come to the design tab and then you choose a design. If you click here, you are going to see all the designs that are possible, or that are available rather. You can choose any of the design for your choice. You can equally browse online to get more themes or designs. I will choose the one I like. I usually prefer this design the most. So I'll take this one. It's easy. Or let's change it. Let's take this one. Let's take a simple design. Okay, let's take this one. It's simple, I think it's easy to use. You can as well change the variants. You have different variants. This particular one comes with, you can change the colors, you can change the fonts, you can change the effects, you can change the background styles, so on and so forth. But let's just keep it simple. I think I'll have to change that design. Let's go with this one. Alright, so I've chosen this design. I would like to work with it. So let's get to home. This is the design. Now you come to, this is new slide. If you want to add a new slide, these are the various slides that are available and their layouts. If you see, this is a title slide, this is a title and content slide, this is a section header, this is a two content slide, this is a comparison. Maybe you want to compare two things, differences. This is a title only, and so this is a blank slide if you wish to put a blank slide, and all the other slides. I'll advise that in your practice you explore all these slides. Now let's talk about layout. If you come here, you have layout. Layout just simply tells us what should apply on a particular slide. For instance, this slide here, the current slide is a title slide. If I want to change the layout, I can change the layout and take comparison, and you see that the slide will change. I can as well see, come back, click on title, the slide is going to change. So you choose your layout here. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to duplicate or to add new slides. Just come to new slides and you choose the layout or the slide you want. You can just click on, for instance, I can take it to title and content. I can take comparison. This is how you add slides. After adding slides, another way, maybe I want to repeat this particular slide, I want to duplicate it. I can right click on this slide and I take duplicate. If I take duplicate, it's going to produce an exact copy of the slide. If you want to delete a slide, you just need to select the slide here, you right click and you take delete slide. If you want to duplicate the slide, you right click again, you take duplicate, the slide is repeated. So let's delete this slide. Let's delete it. The slide is deleted. Now let's come to this slide. Let's write something. Let's say Paul. We have not gone into the presentations yet. I'm just showing you how to navigate this window. Okay, so we have Paul here. Now if I right click on it and I take duplicate, you are going to see that the exact slide will be produced with the name Paul. Slide 3 here has Paul, slide 4 has Paul, because slide 4 is a duplicate of slide 3. So this is a way to duplicate slides if you just want to repeat the same things. Alright, so let's just delete this. Let's delete this. Let's equally delete this one. Now let's get to adding text into our presentation. The first thing you want to add to your presentation is a title. For instance, let's say my title is let's say computer hardware. That is the title of my presentation, computer hardware. Usually it is always advisable that you prepare a Word document for all what you have to put in your slide, so that you just copy and you paste. But I did not do that, so let's just get to it. Now this is the main title, computer hardware. I can add a subtitle, for instance, presented by Fru Desmond. So presented by Fru Desmond. Now let's get to the content. Let's delete this so that I show you. Now we have prepared, this is the title slide, computer hardware, presented by Fru Desmond. Let us add a new slide, this time around a title and a content slide. Up here let's put introduction. Here we put the title for this part, introduction, and then here we can just define hardware. So we say hardware refers to the physical components that make up the computer. This is a basic definition for hardware. Let's put examples. You have the keyboard. Example, you have the keyboard, you have the monitor, and so on and so forth. Okay, now we have prepared two slides. We have this and we have this. Now let's do the same way you added this slide, you can add other slides. Alright, you can add comparison. Maybe you want to give the differences of two things and so on. Now let's just add a picture and a caption. Let me show you how to add a picture. Okay, so here you can just take a picture and a caption slide. You right click here, you select your picture, but also you can still come to insert. You take a picture and let's put this picture, insert. Now you see that the picture is not good, so let's just reduce this. You can manipulate this text, but these are text boxes. You can manipulate that. Oh, please let me undo this, please. I want to increase the size of this canvas so that the picture can be accommodated inside perfectly. Alright, that is it. So let's get on. Let's just deal away with this. You can remove, right click, and you just take cut it off. That's not really the best way, but we do that. Okay, now we can just put a caption. Let's caption this. Let's caption this. It's advisable that you reduce pictures from this angle so that it does not reduce the quality of the picture. Okay, remove this up here and then let's caption it, logo. Okay, so this is how you add a picture and a caption. If you wish, you can put it anywhere you want. Alright, now this is how you add text and this is how you add pictures. You can equally add shapes. For instance, let's take a new slide. This time around, let's take a blank slide, an empty slide, and let's insert a shape. Here you see you have shapes. You can insert any shape of your choice and manipulate it if you wish. You can equally insert a smart art, maybe you choose a pyramid. Maybe you want to insert a pyramid, choose this, tick OK. This is a basic pyramid. You can insert this. You can actually move this. Another thing, let's insert a new slide, another blank page. Let's insert you can insert a text box. Once you do that, now you can add text inside. Hello. And then notice we can equally we can add effects to this text. You just come up here to take this. I always like this one, so that is it. Now that we have seen how to add basic components, pictures, shapes and so on, new slides, now let's go to text formatting. How do you format text? For instance, you'll notice that maybe we want to increase the font size for this, or the font face, or the font type. Sorry, no, that's not font size. Yes, we want to increase the font size or change the font type. So currently the font type is Garamond. We can change it to any one we like, maybe to say, let's just search. I always like to use Comic Sans Serif, or I have just Comic. Okay, let me take Comic Computer Hardware, presented by, let me still change this to Comic. You can just change that to Comic. You see it has changed, and you can actually undo. You just click on this arrow up here to undo to get back to the original. Okay, now let us see how to change the font size. The font size has to do with how big the characters are. The font type has to do with the handwriting. You notice when I changed it from Garamond to Comic, the handwriting changed. The font size has to do with the size. For instance, if I select this text, I can increase the font size here, or you simply type it inside this box. So if I press this big A that you see, the size will increase. If I equally come here and I click on this guy, the size will increase. That's how you increase font size. And notice once you click here, the number in this box changes. So you can as well just type the number here, for instance 20, and you hit enter. It goes back to 20. Okay, so that is how you increase, that's how you change font size and font type. So imagine you were told that you should prepare a presentation and the font type should be Times New Roman and the font size should be 36 for all headings. So what you do is you just select this text and you change it to, you change the font type to Times New Roman. You type Times New Roman, you see it's going to come up. You just hit enter, it's going to change. Now they said the font size should be 36. You just come up here and you enter 36 and you hit enter, and then it changes. But I prefer that Garamond, so I'm going back to it. Okay, so that is how you can manipulate text. That is just basic text formatting. Another thing, now let's get to this other slide so that I show you other things. Another thing we can do with text is that we can bold, we can underline, we can italize. To bold a text, all you need to do is to select it and you click on bold. The text is bold, it looks like this one. To underline a text, you click on it and you click on U here. The text is bold and the text is underlined. To italize a text, for instance, I want to italize the word keyboard. I can just, you select it and you click on I. The text is italized. Now there are lots of things you can do here, many. You can equally change text color. Okay, let's change the color of hardware to red or to any other color, you just come here, font color, you click down and you choose the color you like. Let's put it to red. Okay, so that is it. So that's how you change text color. Alright, now that we have understood basic text formatting, we have seen how to add slides, we have seen how to change layout excuse, we have seen how to add text, we have seen how to add shapes, we have seen how to add pictures, we have equally seen how to format text, basic formatting, please, how to format text basically. And then the last part of this presentation I want to show you is how to, not the last part, sorry, is how to add animations. Now we do animations on elements, so you can actually, for instance, okay, let me just show you. So we come on animations. To do an animation, you come on the animation tab, you click there. Now you notice that this part is blur, is blanked out or is blur, which means you cannot select. Actually, in order for you to use animations, you need to select an element. So I'll select this text computer and I'll animate it. Now if you click down here, you will notice that after selecting, this guy comes here. So you click down here, you notice that the animation is broken down into groups. You have entrance, which means when that text is about coming onto the screen. You have emphasis, maybe you want to emphasize on a point. And then you have exit, when that text is about to leave the screen. So on entrance, I always like to use bounce. So this is a text box, so let me use bounce. Let me choose my entrance to bounce. So have you seen the effect? The text will actually bounce. You can change the duration here. You can change the duration here according to this. It is at 2.00. You can change it. So let's do another animation here. Entrance. Let's take this one. Now let's come down to the next slide. I would like for us to do an emphasis here. So let's just take hardware. Let's do an emphasis. So let's take this one. You see that it changes? No, let me take the one that is very visible. Let's take spin. Okay, so this line actually spins. It's an emphasis if you want to make that. Or you can take lighten. It lightens and it comes back. You can take object color, changes color. You can take this one. You can take teaser. Yes, okay, this one is good. I prefer this teaser. Okay, now after doing that, let's go to, okay, this is our lights. Let's take thank you and goodbye. Okay, so let's change the color to black. Remember I told you can change text color, right? So let's change it to black. Thank you and goodbye. Now let us increase the font size. I think that is small. We come to home, just click here to increase. Thank you, goodbye. There is actually an effect on it. Now let's just do some changes. Let me change this to now let's change the color first. I would like to change the color of this text to blue. Yeah, change it to blue. It's okay like that. I think I like the blue. It's okay. Now let's let's animate this. So we come to animations. This is the last, so let's put an exit. So let's take fly out, or let's take interfere, no, let's take fly out. Okay, yeah, that's good. Now we have done animations. The next thing I want to show you is how to apply transitions. Now you do animations on the content, you animate content of the presentation, then you actually do transitions on slides. Transition is how you move from one slide to another. So this is the first slide, and with transitions, to apply transitions, you just need to click on this transition and then you select the various slides here and apply your transitions. So I've selected this slide. Let's apply a transition there. Let's take, you can take none, which means no transition. I always like this honeycomb, so let's take that one. You see, that's it. Let's come here, let's apply another transition to this guy. Let's apply transition here. Let's take Vortex. Vortex 2 is what I like Vortex. And let's just move to the last slide and still apply Vortex. Okay, now that we have done the basics, let us move now to slideshow. After preparing your presentation, you would want to present it to your audience. So what you need to do is you come to slideshow like this, and if you see, you have from beginning, you have from current slide, you can present it online. You can take custom slide. I will explain what this means. From beginning means that you start the presentation or the slideshow from the very first slide, that is from slide 1. From current slide means if I select this slide, it should start the presentation on slide 3. Notice I've selected slide 3. If you take custom show, it means it shows only some particular slides. You select the slides that you want to show. If you take present online, then you'll be presenting to some audience or to some people who are online. Now let's take from the beginning. Now you notice our transition. You click the mouse, notice our animation, notice our animation again, notice the transition we did. I think this was the Vortex. And then when you click, do you notice that emphasis, the animation we used here was emphasis. Now you can equally animate pictures. Oh, we did not do that. Then lastly this, and then our exiting animation. Thank you. Alright, so to leave the presentation, you just take escape. Now after you have reviewed everything you have seen how to do, the last thing I want to teach you is how to save the file. To save the file, you simply come up to the file tab here, you take save as, and then you choose the folder where you want to save. For instance, I want to save it on my desktop. Yes. Now once you click on your desktop, you would have to type the name of the file, maybe computer hardware for instance, and then you see save type as PowerPoint presentation. You can actually change the type. You can decide to save it as a PDF. Maybe you want to share them to your students. You can actually do a video record and then you save it as a video file. You can save it as a picture and so on and so forth, but in this case we want to leave it as a PowerPoint presentation because that is the essence of this video. So PowerPoint presentation, and then you hit save. Once the file is saved, you can share it with your friends, you can share it with your colleagues, or you can present it to your audience. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video, and I hope that you like, you share. So thank you for watching our videos. We hope to see you next time. So please like, subscribe, so that you get notifications for upcoming videos. And our upcoming videos will be, I'll do a video on